years. Our car payments were past due, our credit cards are maxed out, our light bills had more than tripled, and our home was in fucking foreclosure. Taking a boatload of flat-screen smart televisions, laptop computers, and fur coats here and there helped me pay a few of our bills. It also helped me get into a few poker games at my homeboy Edward Cuffey's spot, which was exactly where I was when Don called me earlier. Edward is one of the senior operators at the Norfolk International terminal. So far, he's got 24 years under his belt. In other words, he has seniority, so nothing got by him. If anything was stolen out of the shipping containers and sold for a handsome profit, Ed definitely got his cut. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Edward is like a big brother to me. He wasn't a big guy, but he made up for it in height and walked around like he owned the world. He was like Samuel L. Jackson. 65% of the longshoremen on the pier liked Edward, but the other 35% hated him. My wife, Dawn, was one of them. "Did you just come from Ed's house?" She didn't hesitate to ask as she walked toward me. I knew she had just come from the kitchen because I smelled the aroma of tomato sauce. She wore a cooking apron and she held a plastic mixing spoon in her left hand. "Why are you asking me that?" I instantly became defensive after I locked the front door. "Because I called you over a dozen times and you kept sending me to your voicemail," she spat as she stood before me. Don and I got married 2 years ago. We dated for a year before I popped the question. When I first met her, she was gorgeous. She resembled the actress Toni Braxton. She was sexy, too. Plus, she wasn't this fucking nagging. I remember when she used to walk around our house almost naked on a daily basis. Now I can't get her to take off her terry cloth robe. She went from looking like a Playboy bunny to a Catholic nun. She assumed on several occasions that I was cheating on her because I complained about her appearance, but my guilty pleasure was gambling. I was at the pier. This new guy named Nate needed some help with a few containers, so I stuck around and helped him. I lied as I passed her and strolled into the kitchen. She knew I was lying, so she followed me. "So, if I call down to the office and ask Portia to check your timesheet, it's going to show that you were still at work?" I gave her a head nod and then I turned my attention toward the pot of boiling water. When I looked closer and saw spaghetti noodles, I knew I was having spaghetti for dinner. I changed the subject. "When will the food be done?" Dawn knew that I wasn't confrontational. I'd do anything to stay away from an argument, especially with her. She was famous for backing me into a corner, and I hated it. "As soon as you hand over the $800 you promised to bring home to me," she answered as she stood 2 feet away from me. Hearing her ask me for the money hit me like a ton of bricks. Anxiety consumed me. I literally felt like a fucking little kid who just got caught stealing money from my mother's wallet. I tried to think of a good excuse as to why I didn't have the money, but my mind went totally blank. "Reese, where's the money?" "I don't have it yet." I dreaded my own words. "What the fuck you mean you don't have it yet?" she roared. I could tell that she was at her wit's end. "Listen, Don, I've been working on a few things, so as soon as it comes through, I'll get the money," I tried to explain. "You're still stealing from those shipping containers, huh? Why are you concerning yourself with that?" "Because I don't want you going to jail," she said. "Do you know that the port police are doing a lot more patrolling than usual?" "Stop being so paranoid. I know what I'm doing," I assured her. "So, how much longer am I going to have to wait for the money?" "Give me until tomorrow. I'll definitely have it by then," I told her, even though I wasn't sure. I needed to say something to get her off my back, at least for now. "Reese, I'm telling you right now that if you don't have the money tomorrow, I'm taking your fucking Rolex watch down to the pawn shop and pawning it," she threatened, and then she turned around and walked to the stove. I didn't comment one way or another, because if she knew that I had already pawned my Rolex, she'd really be breathing down my neck. It was important to her to get this money from me because, for one, she lent the $800 to me a couple weeks ago, and two, she needed it for fertility treatment.